people, Tiffany Javon here, back with another video, and today we're actually going to be talking about the power of mindset and having a growth mindset. And so I want to read something to you. It says a growth mindset is a conducive mindset for success because it enables you to step out of your comfort zone, learn from your mistakes, and remain resilient in the face of setbacks. And so I'm covering this today because listen, we're on this 30-day challenge. We're, small content creators. We're trying to get monetized. We're trying to grow our channel. We're trying to grow in every area of our life. And so because we're trying to grow, right, in every facet of our life, be it our health, be it our wealth, be it our mental, be it our physical, be it our fitness, whatever the case may be, we're trying to grow. In 2025, we want to manifest and get everything that God has for us. And in order to do that, we have to come out of our comfort zones and we have to grow. Okay, we have to step into our purpose. And in order to step into our purpose, we got to figure out what that is, right? But you can't figure out what anything is without having the growth mindset, the mindset of wanting to seek out what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You have gifts, you have talents, you have skills, you have all these different things. And so we need to be cognizant of these things, but we also need to be nurturing these things. Okay, we need to be pouring water, on these things. They've already been planted, right, by the Creator Himself. They've already been planted. Now it's time to cultivate and to nurture and to water, so that way it can grow and it can blossom into something beautiful. And so you just never know what you can create for yourself and for your life and for what you want in life and for your future if you don't turn on this growth mindset. And so there's 8 different steps to having this growth mindset. Number 1 is that you have to identify areas you have a fixed mindset at. So there are a lot of areas that you might feel like, oh, okay, well, that area is not going to get any better because that's just how it is, or that's just how I am, or that's just how I look at that. And again, you have to change your perception on how you see a lot of things, because if you change your perception on it, then you can change the outcome of it. You can change your action towards it, and then you can get a different outcome. The definition of insanity is literally to keep doing the same thing and expecting a different result. It's not going to happen for you, okay? So you have to change. You have to get outside. Growth does not happen in your comfort zone. It just does not happen. So if you want to grow in life, period, and become a better version of you, right? You 2.0 or 10.0, you have to definitely grow. And so it says your mindset isn't static, right? You probably have a growth mindset in certain areas, and a fixed mindset in others. So to identify where you have a fixed mindset, pay attention to where you tend to avoid or quit something that you know is good for you. I just got a download. Listen, especially this health, this physical fitness. How many of you are like me? Look, I'm guilty myself. Will start, going to the gym or start working out. You ain't necessarily got to go to the gym because you can work out at home. Start working out, and 2 weeks in, a month in, 2 months in, whatever the case may be, for whatever reason, it's good for you, but you stop. What you stopping for? It's working. It's working, but for whatever reason, you don't push past that uncomfortableness. Hello? That's where growth happens, when you're uncomfortable. You don't push past that uncomfortableness and keep going. You say, not today. Not today. And before you know it, that not today done turned into 6 months. And you just like, well, child, I started at the beginning of the year going to the gym, but I don't know what happened. Yeah, you know what happened. You stopped. You stopped. And so you don't need to do that, okay? And I'm talking to me first because I want to work out at home. I really don't want to have necessarily a membership or whatever the case may be. But there's so many different programs out there that you can do. You can walk at home. You can do the wall Pilates, the calisthenics, all that kind of stuff. There's so much stuff that's out there for you, And also you can tweak, how you're eating. You don't have to eat so much sugars and carbs and calories. Listen, I don't mean to go on this trajectory, but I'm just saying, I feel like I'm talking to me, but I'm talking to you, but I'm talking to me. I'm trying to help us, okay? And so with doing that, that's one of the areas that that, okay, if this is good for me, but I want to stop it, or I stopped it because I got uncomfortable. And that's how you know you was growing in that area. So identify the areas that you have a fixed mindset at. Okay, so where kind of take a self-survey and see where those fixed areas are. Number 2, you want to seek feedback. You want to seek feedback, and so recognize that others can help you make better decisions. So I'm going to keep going with that same example with, exercising or even partner up, having accountability. But I'm all about accountability because the thing is, you can motivate each other. If you have an accountability buddy, maybe you lock arms with a personal trainer, or you lock arms with somebody that just they eat, sleep, and breathe working out and wanting to get better and different things of that sort, so they can motivate you because they know what it takes to get there. Because they might not have always been there, but when they switch their mindset or when something switched in their mind to keep going, that's what they did. And so maybe you can lock on with an accountability buddy, so that way you can keep going as well. So seeking feedback from their friend, like, girl, how do you do it? How do you keep up? How do you keep, persevering? How do you keep pushing and going to the gym? How do you keep pushing and, jumping back in there? And that's not to say that it has to be an everyday thing. You don't have to go to the gym every day. You don't have to work out necessarily every day. But it needs to be a habit. It needs to be a habit of it. It needs to be a habit of it. And if you're going to do it every day, a little bit goes a long way. Start with 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day. And you just never know. But you can carve out that time for you. You can make time for you. Okay, so you want to seek feedback. So it says constructive criticism is a valuable tool that enables you to identify blind spots. So you don't don't be afraid to ask others where you see you can improve, or where they see you can improve. Because that's maybe somewhere where you have a blind spot and somebody can help you with that. Okay, especially us wives and husbands and different things like that. Like ask our partners, like, hey, what area am I kind of dropping the ball in? Because they definitely looking. They definitely looking. Not necessarily at your weight, or I'm not necessarily talking about, fitness here, but I'm talking about period, like in areas of your life where they may feel like you can come up in, and vice versa. So, seek that healthy, constructive criticism. Number 3, it says you want to embrace your failure. So you're going to make mistakes. It's called the human race. We're not perfect. Nobody perfect but the Father. And so, because we're not him, everybody on this earth, don't let people tell you that, they don't make mistakes and they sit right on the throne next to Jesus, because they don't. They lying. So you're going to make mistakes, and it's okay. It's okay to make mistakes, but you don't stay there. You don't keep making the same mistakes. You got to learn from them, and you got to grow from them. So take ownership of your errors, for the things that you error in. And then when you blame your circumstances or divert responsibility, I can't stand it. Like, no, we grown, we adults. We have to take accountability for our actions. So let's not blame others. Let's not blame other circumstances, other situations. You take that accountability, and when you take that accountability and responsibility, then you can embrace that failure. So just because you fail don't mean that you've lost. I've read a book, and I'm gonna put this out there. It's a book by Lord, what's that man's name? It's called Failing Forward. Failing Forward. John Maxwell. Read it. Pick it up. I'm telling you. Failing Forward. And it's all about you making mistakes, you get knocked down, but you're not counted out. And you can fail in the forward direction. Just because you do something wrong or you fail at something don't mean that you've lost. That just means you learn a way in which not how to do something. But now, okay, you know that don't work, so you won't try that anymore. Now you can try something different. Okay, so embrace your failures, and then ask yourself, what obstacles kept me from achieving my goal? Review those. Listen, you got to take a debrief with yourself. You got to do self-evaluations. I don't know why people just want to shy away from you. Want to evaluate everything else and everybody else. You need to evaluate you. In order for you to grow, in order for you to get to a place where you can grow, you have to evaluate you. You have to evaluate where you are, so that way you can take note of where you're trying to go, and then take the steps that it takes to get there. Okay? Number 4, you have to pursue challenges, things that you find challenging, right? Again, there is no growth outside of being inside being comfortable. So that means you have to get outside. You got to be uncomfortable. And that's where you will grow. So taking on projects that stretch your skill set is an opportunity to grow that prepares you for greater prospects in the future. So don't pass up opportunities because you don't feel as if you have a firm grasp of the skills yet. This is a good one for don't pass up on, say for instance, you're looking for a new job and you're, putting your resume out there or whatever. You might come across a job. And I actually talked to an HR person about this. They said most candidates never have 100% of the skills that the job is looking for. Most candidates, right? There are some, you have some that's going to have, fit the bill, right? They have 10 requirements, they meet all 10. But most people don't. Most people may meet 5 of the 10. or they may be 6, or they may be 3, or maybe 7, whatever the case may be. But whatever your numbers are, do not count yourself out just because you don't meet every last one. Where you don't meet or where you can learn. There's people that has a quick learning ability where you can learn skills and processes and procedures in record timing. So that means I don't necessarily have to know it when I started, but if I can learn it in 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I'll be just as good and proficient as a person that's been on the job for the last 5 years. Maybe even surpassing them, telling them something, because they so used to looking at something a certain way, they might don't know all the different little nuances and stuff like that. I know I've done that before, where I came onto a job and learned the system and was able to show the veterans that's been there 10 years, oh, I use it, I do a shortcut this way, or I do, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know that it did that. Because a lot of times people are so cookie cutter, once they learn how to do something one way, they just keep doing it that same way. But I'm the type of person, I want to learn all the different ways in which, because you just never know what can help you or help somebody else, So you want to pursue those challenges, right? And then number 5 is you want to ask questions. Take advantage of others' expertise by answering questions. After all, no one knows everything, because nobody don't. Again, the Father. That's it. That's all. That's it. Rather than being intimidated or embarrassed about your lack of knowledge, get curious. If you're afraid of looking dumb, remember that the judgment you fear from others isn't as harsh as your own inner critic. We are hard on ourselves, y'all, and we shouldn't be. Now, don't get me wrong. We should, you should do self-evaluations and different things like that, but you shouldn't just condemn yourself. You shouldn't just come down on yourself so hard to where you don't want to look yourself in the mirror, or you so self-critical of yourself that it enables you, or you want to, you're so self-critical that it makes you stagnant. It paralyzes you. What good is that? That's not going to help you or anybody else. So ask questions. Take advantage of those that are in the position that you would like to be in. Or they may have the skills or the talent. See, that's what I'm trying to do. By being a new business owner, I'm trying to learn from other business owners. Now, trying to be a small content creator and pushing out this content for you guys, I'm connecting with other small content creators and other content creators, period. Because we're a community. We all trying to do the same thing. Trying to get on here, show up as our authentic selves, which it shouldn't be hard to do, because if you're authentic, you're authentic. And I'm the type of individual, I want to help people. I want to help people in any type of way I can. So if I need to just tell my story, so be it. And I'm going to help who I'm going to help. And people that's going to ride with me, let's ride. Okay? Number 6 is you want to take pride in your journey. So focus on your progress, not your results. Because every little bit helps. That's why we celebrate. We celebrate the small wins. We do. We don't look over that's just some small, I'm going to wait till some get big. No, we celebrate the small wins, because the small wins add up to the big ones. They add up to the big ones, y'all. So it says, when you fixate on the end goal, you lose sight of the lessons that you can learn along the way. So the point is to learn and grow, not just achieve, but to learn as you go. Like I said, you grow as you go. Just go. Start where you start and keep going, and I guarantee you'll blossom along the way. Number 7, you want to praise effort, not abilities. When you concentrate on your existing abilities, you're thinking about them in a static way. You're thinking about them in a cookie cutter way, or straight to the point way. Instead, take pride in your hard work and celebrate your ever increasing capacity to learn and develop new skills. The fact that you're hungry to learn something else. The fact that you want to learn something else. The fact that you feel like there's something else for you to learn. And so you're open and you're willing and you're excited about new possibilities. So praise the fact that you have that effort, that will, that desire to learn, to grow, to move forward, and not just abilities. Because anybody can have an ability, but guess what? When people have abilities, most people it's a learned ability. Now, granted, there are some abilities that people, might have gotten from birth, like singing or whatever. There's something that God give people. Like me, I can sing a little bit or whatever the case may be. I'm gonna sing for y'all one day, but it ain't gonna be today. But But just, some are God-given talents. Those are talents, an ability or whatever the case may be. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about things that we can grow from and learn. And even in that, even in having that, there's vocal coaches. There's all kind of different things or whatever the case may be that can make you sharpen the skill that you already have or sharpen the ability that you already have. And then number 8, you want to use the power of yet. And I like this. Because just because I'm not monetized yet. Because your girl finna get monetized, okay, in 2025. And I'm talking about like within this 30-day challenge. I feel like it can be done. Within this 30-day challenge. I'm not monetized yet. I'm not a YouTube in the YouTube partner program yet. I'm not $1 million earner yet. That don't mean that it's not gonna happen. It just haven't happened yet. So what have you not done or haven't got completed yet? I hadn't wrote that or hadn't finished that book yet. I hadn't started that journal yet. I hadn't started my exercise program yet. I hadn't lost 30 pounds yet. But that just means it's going to happen. And it says, are you struggling to reach a goal or perform a task? Remind yourself you haven't mastered it yet. Reframing the challenge by using yet leaves room for possibility and reminds you that you can still move forward despite any setbacks. And the setbacks is just a pause button. That's all it is. And guess what? Just like you got the ability to press pause, you got that same ability to press play. Okay? So I hope you guys found value in this content, okay? Found value in this video. Hope it provoked some thought. Leave a like, a comment, and a subscribe, okay? And until my next video, guys, you guys stay blessed. Bye.